Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Yeah, it's us. We're back, both of us. So that's great.
baby.
Woo! Yeah, so it's me, Holt, and my friend here,
Tafffstaaa?
Tafffstaaa, and we are here to talk about Age of Empires and a particularly attractive block of stone I've decided to focus on. So here we are playing. This is one of my games again. Once again, I'm forcing my way to 10 trillion elo. By playing nothing but the Saracens, and we're a minute in exactly now versus Alaborlu, which I think is a great name.
That's a good name, to be fair.
Strong name. He's playing the Magyars. So Saracens. I mean, I can tell you, I could talk about the Saracens for days, but the biggest two things to be aware of are well, three things to be aware of. I think is good camels, archers that rinse buildings, and market abuse is actively
Yeah.
encouraged. I think they're the three big
I
things.
think it's important to note with Saracens that they're bog standard camels until you get your unique techs, right?
No, they get plus 10 HP, but as standard anyway.
As a standard,
As
okay.
a standard, so that they're already some of the best camels out of the gate anyway.
Fair.
Not like the best. I think there are probably some other bonuses that probably do better, but like an extra 10 HP is, I mean, it's like half of Bloodlines for free.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the thing. Magyars on the other side of that coin. I always think of them as the U power spike civ. So they have a really good feudal age with their like ungodly scout rush. And then in Castle
Mm.
Age, they are flexible, but it's very much up to the skill of the player to make their worth come out. And
I
then
think
they,
I think you need to, with the Magyars, you need to go with a clear plan, right? Are you going to go knights? Or are you going to pivot into cav archers?
I mean, I actually think it's kind of maybe the opposite with the Magyars because they don't get necessarily any bonuses on their civs or any eco bonuses. So I think their skill is in their flexibility, the fact that they can sort of like pivot into whatever's needed. They don't have a clear game
Yeah.
plan until you get to Imperial Age, and then in Imperial Age you have one of the best comps in the game. You have the cavalry
Oh, yeah,
archer.
probably the game like the
Yeah,
best
you have
game
the
comp,
Cav
probably.
Archer, Magyar Hussar, or you can just go power. Like it's genuinely like your late game comps are disgusting. But in the Castle
I
Age, it's
just
all about your
yeah.
skill and your flexibility on how you adapt to what's on the board. I think.
I just think that if you're going to go cav archers, you need to be first in Castle Age to get your mass.
All right. Oh, I mean, absolutely. Just what time are you at, by the way? Just to make sure we're synced up.
4 minutes 30.
Okay, yeah, we're just playing this at basic speed. We might go for double speed in a little bit, but for now, but you're absolutely right. You need to get this cavalry archer mass, which spoilers, this guy does.
Yeah,
But I give him a good run. I'm really interested to look through this game. As I was saying to you earlier, Tafffstaaa, I really want to. I had the right game plan going into this. See, let me walk you through my mental state. So
please do.
I saw the Magyar, and I recited to you like they are U-shaped civ, devastating in feudal, devastating in imperial. Castle Age, that's the one time we can sort of fox them because they don't have any economy
Yeah.
bonuses. They don't have
Yep.
anything going for them in Castle Age except for their flexibility. So if you're gonna gut punch them, you have to gut punch them in Castle. So
Yep.
ideally, almost like mid Castle, because early
Early
Castle.
castle, ideally. Early castle,
Really, early
you need to be a dem.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. Castle in general, just all of Castle is their weak spot. Insofar as the Magyars have a weak spot, they're a good civ. I'm
No,
not going to rank them.
they do get stronger as Castle Age goes on. The closer they get to Imp, the stronger they get.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then they get to Imp, and they scary.
They're very scary.
So I knew this game I had to do a Castle Age all in. Like that was what I had to do. Like
You've got the right civ for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Saracens, oh boy, if there's one thing they can do, it's a Castle Age all in. I do an okay job of it, given a mistake that I make in approximately 15 minutes worth of games time.
Okay.
I mean, given that this is the Dark Ages moving quite slowly, shall we have a small period of just putting it up to the next arrow along?
Next arrow along. Yep.
Okay, on 1, 2, and 3. There we are.
Beautiful.
So at 2 times speed now for everyone watching.
Flying through it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's practically a 4x game at this stage. So, I mean, my opening build here. I mean, I'm not proud about my idle time, but he's managed to screw up more, so that's fine.
Yeah. I think I think at our elo, which is roughly sort of 1100 to 1200, 1300 at a push. I think under sort of 40 to 50 seconds in Dark Age is acceptable.
It's acceptable. I will say it's not great, but it's as my
Great.
personal
It's
excuse.
not great, but
Personal excuse. the window in my study is permanently locked ajar because one of the struts is bent, so my fingers were still warming up at this stage. So maybe I should have done an AI game to warm up my fingers first. But I felt like I was trying to play the game with two hams strapped to my hand at this stage,
Yeah. Yep,
which
yep, yep.
was, it was an interesting experience. So he beats me into, but I fully expect him to beat me into Feudal Age because I'm going
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
the 2 archery range archer build. So I'm just like, he's going to beat me. Also, I really prioritize this early walling because I know Magyar. If I can get through the Magyar feudal and then go in with a really, really hard castle
And I
age
think
push,
this is
that
exactly
works.
what you didn't do in the other game you uploaded, right? You didn't wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You knew they were going scouts, and you didn't wall. So it's
Yeah.
a really good recognition of previous games in implementing those changes.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So I think that's something going for me. And so I go into feudal age and I just start pumping out the archers. I know that the scouts are coming. I can already see he's got a couple around my base, but I wall up literally in a nick of time. Got a few idle villagers there, which I'm not very happy about, but such is life.
Again, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I start putting my buildings along my walls just to keep it there, and I just keep producing archers at this stage because I know that I'm going to need a big archer mass going into Castle Age. So like, if I do some early feudal aggression with those archers, that's great. It's just I think important to. I think I end up killing them all by accident in the end anyway. Actually, no, I can't remember. We'll have to see as the game goes on. No, I do preserve in this game. I do preserve my archer mass because I know it's important for Castle Age. If I'm going to have that all-in castle push, I need a big mass of archers to win.
And I love that you're adding spears here. That's one thing that I said last game, that you need to add spears if they're going scouts in
Yeah,
feudal.
yeah, absolutely. So I build a couple of spears. Actually, I turn out not to need them a huge amount until I get into Castle Age.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're walled out so prolifically. And look at me, I've already got like 8 archers.
Yeah.
Like I'm in this game. I'm like, if I get in feudal age and do a little bit of damage, that's fine. But it's all about that mass. So I finally get fletching. I say I'm not. Yeah, this is not me like trying to rush things. I'm just like, let's keep it calm. They're bashing at my door, but they're not gonna get in. So here we are. Here's my archer mass, which is not bad for a feudal archer mass.
So there's quite a bit of idle time in your feudal age.
Yeah, this is my ham hands kicking in really badly. So yeah, I will openly admit that. So then I just pursue them out because I'm like, okay, well, now's an opportunity to obtain some value with these archers in a relatively risk-free kind of way.
And he doesn't have fletching currently, so the skirms aren't the biggest concern for you.
Yeah. There we are. So he's going up to castle now. I don't think if you're going for a castle all in, I don't necessarily think being the first to castle is necessarily important. I think going into castle with a big archer mass is more important.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So I think you just
you want a good eco because you want to get that siege out early castle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now this is the first mistake I make of the game. I've got these archers, and I target the archery range. I should have targeted the stable. The reason is that in my mind I was like, oh, but what if he produces skirmishers? No, it doesn't matter. I should have been like, oh, he must be, looking at the time, he must be getting up to Castle Age soon. I need to take out the stable to stop him from countering my archer mass with knights.
Although you have just seen that he's built a second stable, so, I mean, it's not the end of the world, because he does have the ability to...
No, that's
build
true,
more.
absolutely. But it halves his amount of knights he can produce. So I get a few archers here, and I do frazzle him as well. Like this, so this is like nice. It puts our villagers at parity, which is nice. And I've got a lot of as you can see here, this big 20 block of archers plus a few that have managed to get trapped next to the archery range. Cause
so you're prepping the pike transition.
Yeah. So I'm building a few pikes. I'm getting the scale mail. I end up not using them though, because I actually, and you see they're trying to get into my base now at 24 minutes.
Well, no crossbow or
bucking
yet.
I was really slow on that. I think it's just I was really slow on that. I was trying to get 3 villagers out from a town from an archery range. It took longer than anticipated, and then these knights come in, and what you're gonna see, mate, is it's so bad. It's so bad. Guess how many villagers these knights kill?
A lot.
A lot.
6.
Oh, up.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Oh, the monastery though. That's a good. That's good thinking.
Yeah, I'm already like, okay, I need monastery. I'm focusing too much on going on the aggressive now, because I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid about like, oh, I need to get an early castle. When what I should have done is cleared my base, blocked it off, and then gone in. But this is where I lose the game. This raid is where I lose the game. There's no way around it.
Yeah, he has 13. He has a 13 villager lead on you currently.
Yeah. Oh, it gets bigger.
Right. Okay.
Like.
But you still have the score lead, bizarrely.
Yeah.
It's because you have way more military.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's starting to bring in mangonels as well. I get a conversion in, I think, which is good. But yeah, like, see, like, I'm going down to 26, 25, 24 villagers. 23 villagers. Yeah. So, honestly, it now brings me great pleasure to say that this game goes to post-Imperial Age. Like, I recover from this. I do recover from this. But this is why I don't win. This moment is why I don't win, because it means that I can't have this all-in Castle Age that I needed to win.
What were the vills forward for? Was that for a siege, potentially?
Yeah, but I just don't have the resources now because I don't have enough villagers. So, which sucks. It absolutely sucks. And it's the reason, like, it's the reason I lose this game. Is that because now I can't just go completely all-in on my military.
Yeah. Nice split.
Yeah, thank you. I get this town centre. That's nice. It's just so frustrating. But I'm fairly proud of my decision-making coming back into this. So I'm sort of like, I've got my archer block. I can see he's got, like, knights and stuff. I've got monks to try and, like, handle it. I know he's got the mangonels. And my next play is a really good play, but it's a play that takes way too long for me to come to it. Which is... Oh, it must happen shortly. Well, spoilers. It's like, hang on, why aren't I in camels?
Yeah.
Because, like, everything he wants to... He's hard committed to knights at this stage. Knights and mangonels.
Ouch.
Yeah, I saw that. He's hard committed to knights and mangonels now. Like, I can keep the archers to try and deal with any pikes he tries to put up. Yeah, ouch. Yeah, I know. Like, I should have just done this way earlier, but I think it also just, like, it took me a while just to recover my competence. Yeah, there we are. 2 stables going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I should have just done that, like, 5 minutes ago, maybe even 10 minutes ago, and just been like, okay, I've got the... In fact, honestly, there's an argument to say that just as soon as I got to feudal, I just should stop building crossbowmen and should have just got, like, pivoted immediately into camels.
Potentially. I think, crossbows can work against knights, right? But
oh, yeah, they can work, but, like, I had all the crossbows I needed, if you know what I mean. Like, I had, like, 25 crossbowmen. I didn't need any more than that. I just needed enough crossbowmen to stop him from going pike to stop my camels, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the camels start coming out, and this enables me to dominate the game for the next 15 minutes. Because I can take out those mangonels now.
Yeah, lovely. Love that transition.
Yeah. Wow. I love the transition. I hate that it was so slow. And that was partly because of my villager count. Like, I couldn't pivot fast. Because I'm trying to, like, recover an economy, like, recover a feudal age economy on 1 TC.
Yeah, and he has double your villagers now, so it's going to be an upward struggle from here, right?
Oh yeah, he has double my villagers for basically the entire of the rest of the game. Once again, which is why it's a small miracle I survive as long as I do. And actually managed to be on the front.
I would like you to wall off that eastern edge of your base.
Yeah.
Off that wall.
Yeah, I have to admit, I think I finish off. I do end up finishing off that stone wall, and I think the idea to place that stone wall is a really good one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just don't follow up with it, which is a bit annoying. So I try and raid his base a little bit with a few camels, and just like try and make him flap. And that kind of works, like ish. But then I start bringing in my own mangonels to try and put forward pressure on his base. Because one thing I did learn from a previous game is that, like, an all-in castle without siege is useless. You're doing nothing. He tries to beat up my mangonel, but I counter preempt that. So I'm pretty proud of that. It stops me from losing a mangonel, which is nice. So
is ballistics on your horizon here, or are you just fully in camel?
I'm fully in camels now. These archers are a nice way to keep pikemen off my camels if he decides to go into it, and also just a way to blow up buildings, and I don't need ballistics to hit buildings.
Yeah.
So he's now starting to go into cavalry archers. To be honest, though, he wastes his first mass though. Like I just beat it up.
Yeah.
Like I just run at it with a load of camels and it dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he boxes himself in with a load of camels and crossbowmen, and like I lose a few camels for it, but he loses his entire cavalry archer mass, so I feel pretty good
Oh,
about that.
he goes into spread mode now.
He goes into spread mode, and that's a mistake I make in this game, is that I should have been putting... Well, actually, I'm going to defend myself here. Because of the hideous mistakes in my feudal age, I don't really have the option to spare anything.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm having to play with the hand I've got at this stage, and I play it all right, but like absolutely, if I just clocked that he was doing things in other parts of the map, then like I could have done something about it, but like, yeah, at this point I think I'm trying to like get some of the resources together to go into Imperial Age myself, which I think was actually a mistake. I think at this point I just need to accept that I'm all in castle or I'm dead.
Mm. Yeah. Oh my god, he's gone like 7 TC.
Yeah. His cavalry archer mass is getting absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, when you get 23 out of 3 rangers out of 3.
Yeah, so he goes full spread mode, which I think is the right thing to do. Because he understands that I only have the resources to put pressure on one point of the map at any given time.
Yeah.
Which is, annoying for me. But he's got this big CA mass now, and I'm just like, oh. Oh.
Yeah, tricky.
And this is the beginning of the end, basically. This is where the game starts to deteriorate markedly. As you can see, he's got all these...
Are you missing yours? Oh no, you've got your... Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get the stone together, try and get the camel upgrade, because I'm like, maybe if I can just like drag my ass to heavy camel with the camelry upgrades, maybe I can like do something about the heavy cavalry archers just by running at them. But at this stage I kind of know the game's done, because like by my own analysis I'm like, even if I'd boomed really, really hard, I can't deal with a post-imp Magyar player.
No.
Because nothing can. It's one of the strongest post-imp builds that exist, right?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I like that. I love that castle.
Yeah, I liked it. It defends my gold, puts pressure on his gold. I really, really like it. Then I try and take out his cavalry archer mass with my camels, but it doesn't really work.
No.
There's nothing. Yeah, and this is the beginning of the end. So I stonewall off the front of my base, just trying to delay the inevitable. At least stop the hussars from trickling in. I still haven't done the east of my base, which is really bad. I remember to do it right now. This is the exact moment I remember to do it. So, because I'm thinking like, how do I stop hussars from flooding my base? And I'm like, okay, I need to stonewall my exposed sides. But yeah, and I get heavy camel. As I said, I'm not convinced that going into Imperial Age was actually my play here. I think I let him be like, I'm like, oh no, he's an Imperial Age, so I've got to be an Imperial Age. I think like actually what I kind of needed to do was just like, I said this to myself at the end of the game, is that I'm a third stable away from winning this game.
I think it's tricky because I just all in castle when they've got double your eco is going to be a losing fight. 99% of the time.
That's true, but it was either that or boom against the Magyar, and I just did not feel confident doing that. Maybe I should have been more confident doing that. Maybe like fully upgraded camels are an answer. But like it's just like it's really annoying because like dealing with cavalry archers is so tricky. And I just don't have a clean up. Maybe like the only other alternative I can think of is maybe if I'd just gone like full boom Mameluke. Because if I go full boom Mameluke, there is nothing that the Magyar apart from going Arbalest, there's nothing that the Magyar player can do that's better than what I do.
How do cavalry archers fare against Mamelukes?
They do okay. I deal more bonus damage than them, but they've got slightly longer range than me. So it's not it's tricky basically, but not impossible.
Yeah, I think this is pretty game over.
Yeah,
now, isn't
this is game. I resign within moments. But given the actually genuinely abortive early castle I have, when I needed to have a really good early castle, I'm proud
Yeah.
about how long I stay in that game.
Yeah.
But I lose that game at the 25-minute mark. There's no two
Yeah.
ways about it. And this is part of the reason why watching replays is really, really useful, is that like you catch those things because you're not dwelling on like, oh, how could I have done Imperial Age better? How could I have done that there must have been a way I could have won an Imperial Age. Sometimes you just have to sit there and accept that no, the game was gone. The game was finished half an hour ago.
The thing is, if you know that a game's going to go late,
yeah.
then you need to use mid to late castle to put yourself in the position for late game, right?
Well, this is just it. I still, throughout this whole game, I thought maybe I can just get him down. Maybe I can just because my logic was he's done so much damage that I either kill him in castle or else this game is over anyway. Because he has twice the number of villagers as me. Like, I can't afford to be passive, because if I be passive, he not only booms but kills me with like 20, 30 knights. So I need to keep on top of his mass. So that was my logic there, and I think that logic was correct. It's just that logic wins me the game if I have roughly the same number of villagers as him, which is what I had before the big massacre occurred. But I said again, and I think the phrase is correct for multiple reasons. I'm a third stable away from winning. The reason is that like I just didn't have the resources to do everything that I needed to do when I needed to do it.
Did you have the resources to maintain 3 stables? That's the other question.
I would have if I'd had 1 TC and I hadn't lost anywhere near as many villagers in that castle push as I had. I would have had it. That's what I mean. Is that like I was
That's incredibly hypothetical, though, right?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the reason I lost is because of that early game push. I lacked the resources to go all in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm making the point here. That's why I'm saying I'm a third stable away. Is that like I was always lacking the extra thing that I needed to get ahead and win.
Yeah.
And that felt really tough. But such is life. You lose games.
Such is life.
Yeah, such is life. So it was a really entertaining game though. Thank you for Ala Borlur for being such a good opponent. He was really, really fun to play against you.
I'm sure he's out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure he's out there somewhere. He was happy for maybe 10 minutes before.
And then he got tower rushed to the next game.
Yeah, absolutely. Persian douched.
Yeah, of course.
So you can see he spread out really nicely. If I'd caught some of that spread as well, maybe that would have
This is something that I never do when I play 1v1s. I never do this. And it is annoying to play against. Very annoying to play against.
Yeah, it is. And I need to get better at it. Like, I need to get better at preempting it as well. Like, because with all of my camels, like, there's no reason why I couldn't have just, like, harassed all of these town centers.
Yeah.
Like, it's there's no reason why I couldn't apply pressure, especially to these farms that are exposed, like the mills that are exposed. Anyway, I think that's enough of a post-mortem of this game. I think we've said everything we can say about it. I think
we've explored your trauma enough.
Yeah, but exploring the wrecks, really important. It's how you get your game better. And
download Capture Age, kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Download Capture. Give money to Capture Age. Honestly, they're a great team. I give them money, not much. Like literally, I give them all of like €1 a month. But anything is better than nothing, right? Like, because they are doing God's work. So
they are.
Hail to Capture Age. Hail to Age of Empires 2.
Age. And hail to you guys, the viewers.
And to Poseidon, God of the Sea. That was a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. There we go. Let's slot that in there.
Very good.
Yeah, I've actually been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine recently. I'm up to season.
Have you?
I'm up to the end of season 3.
Have you stopped recording now?
No. Right, bye guys.